Hi, Alabama Hammer. How you doing? We're here at the CE Tool Den. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to change that bulb. It's a little bit out over here. One of the sides. Darn it. That's why I said it's a little dark over here. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna have to fold this one down. Yeah. All right. A little dark. How you doing? We're here in the CE Tool Den on our usual Wednesday live chats. When we get more of you on, I want to discuss some things. I got a question for you guys, and that I could always use some help for. So definitely gonna need some advice on doing a loadout for my truck when it comes to mechanic tools. I already have some stuff in the truck, but I definitely could use some more advice as far as like loading out. Hi, Belle. How you doing? Yep. We're back here live and direct. And I want to also go over March 2nd inside the parking lot sale. What are you guys going to get? Do you have anything on your list? Are you going to avoid it this month? For me, this is the most important one. So, I'm good, Belle. All right, my daughter's in the stream. She likes to be on these live streams. So, we're here. If anybody want to give a shout out to somebody, give them a shout out. Give me a shout out. Say hi. Any questions you guys have? That'd be good. If any, I have questions for everybody. Hey, Sizzleneck, how you doing? We're doing good over here in the CE Tool Den. I gave myself a fresh haircut a couple hours ago. I do this myself, guys. I've been cutting my hair for over 20 years. I've been cutting people's hair for well over 20 years. I cut my own hair. I'm cheap like that. Hey, Tool Collector at 72. How you doing? Yeah, so I gave myself a nice, funky, fresh haircut. Yep. Sizzleneck. It's Carlos. Yep, that's my name. Yep. So I give myself a high and tight fade. I do the lineup. I have my own hair cutting tools. And then I trim the beard a little bit. Not much. We're all doing good. Jesus Garza. Hi, bud. How's it going? We're all here. Collector. So now that we have more people watching, I'm gonna have to ask you guys questions. And for you guys that just tuned in, Beartick 9504. How you doing, buddy? We're gonna be going over the parking lot sale ad coming March 2nd. I'm excited for this one because this is the one I've been waiting for. So, as you guys know, you guys seen, yeah, Collector 72, yes. I can't believe how high they went up to, like, what are they up to, $23.99 or $24.99 or something like that. They started off at $19.99. I think they got so popular that I think SK is jacking up the prices, and it's disappointing. I don't know what to say. Oh, 27. Holy crap, it went up even more. $27.99. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If it's $27.99, at that point, you're probably just better off getting the Knipex. Because it's not much more money than that. This is outrageous. Outrageous. I think $27.99 is way, way too high for that. That should have stayed in the $19.99, go on sale for maybe $17, $16.99 price range, maybe even $14.99 price range on a sale price. $19.99 is a decent price. I cannot believe it's $27.99. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to say they are very good quality. Absolutely great quality. They're excellent quality. They're not Knipex quality, but they are excellent quality. I'm carrying them every friggin' day in my little EDC pouch. I'm extremely disappointed. And if, yeah, I would go up to 5 inches other brands, 19.99. Yep. Honestly, I like I said, 27.9. Just go Knipex. The heck with that. Like, honest to God, like they shouldn't. That's just being greedy. That's just being real greedy. And I definitely don't recommend to buy the SK pliers at 27.99. Yeah, they're a hot ticket item, but it is what it is. Missy Zotz, God bless you. Jesus loves you too. All of us. Oh, yes, Isabel. Milwaukee is coming out with a new 5 inch pliers wrench. Guess what? I ordered it, and guess what? It's already being delivered. By the way, you guys, everybody here in the streams, I already have two things on delivery that's right now that I'm going to be showing this coming week. Brand new. The new Milwaukee hand tools that they showed at Pipeline last year. They're officially being released. The 5 inch pliers wrench, there's going to be two versions of it. So it's the exact same pliers wrench. So one's going to have a clip and one is not going to have a clip. I bought the one without the clip because I don't see myself having that little, like this kind of clip. So the pliers wrench either comes with the clip like this wire clip, or without. And you guys, I'm breaking the news to you guys here live and direct. I just got the email, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, that Milwaukee, Acme Tools, I bought it at Acme Tools. I pre-ordered it at Acme Tools, and they're sending it, is that they are being delivered. It's in shipment. They've already shipped it out. I'm going to bring the Milwaukee twin grips and the new mini 5 inch pliers wrench. I have more stuff on pre-order. That's what I said. I bought it without the clip. I'm like, why would you need a clip on a 5 inch pliers wrench? I mean, I can understand for some people, like maybe if you want to tuck it in like a belt or like outside of a pouch. I mean, if you have a 5 inch, like put outside the pocket, that makes kind of sense. But for me, I'm always carrying something like that in a pouch or in my pocket, and the clip is really, I mean, to each his own. I'm glad Milwaukee's giving you the option. You can buy with the without the with the clip or without the clip. The difference is with the clip, I think it's like $4 more. It's gonna be $4 more for the clip version, and I'm like, really, $4 more? I'm, I just prefer without the clip. Yeah, those videos are coming soon. It is what it is. All right, guys, everybody, I'm gonna have questions for you guys today, and you guys, I'm gonna need your help on this. I'm currently doing and I've mentioned this in the previous live streams, is I'm doing a loadout for my truck as far as doing automotive, as a travel kit. My wife got me for Christmas. She got me the the clip, maybe $4, maybe even $2 or $3 to add as an add-on feature, like as an accessory. But yeah, they're not doing that. So my wife got me the Job Smart, the 324-piece mechanic set in this waterproof case with the rolling wheels and stuff like that, at Tractor Supply for Christmas. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I've added some stuff to the kit. I have everything right here, and I have other stuff in my truck that's already there. And it would be cool if I could get advice as to what I should have in my automotive kit for just to keep in the truck, for emergency repairs, emergency stuff. So in my truck right now, I have an inflator. I have the high torque, hyper tough, 1/2 inch impact wrench, and that thing's a beast with the 4 amp hour battery. That's in the truck right now. I'm not putting any expensive tools. This is basically a cheap loadout because I want to be budget friendly with at least decent to good quality tools, but not trash tools. And basically, so far, I've made a nice little collection of stuff, Yeah, Job Smart's pretty good. Actually, you know who makes Job Smart stuff? Is from this kit is Apex Tools Crescent. So gear wrench, but not at that same level of quality of the gear wrench stuff. Just I think they're good in that Pittsburgh, Harbor Freight Pittsburgh type of socket. So I'll show you guys. It's right here. This is the kit so far I've built out. I'm going to flip the camera over here. And I'm going to show you guys. So this is what my wife got me this. And I've since added, this thing's, by the way, this thing's amazing. This thing normally retails to, I want to say like $200 or something like that on Tractor Supply. So this case itself is really awesome. It's got a gasket for waterproofing. It's got these wheels. And it's got a handle, extendable handle over here. Now the handle isn't, it flexes a lot if you're putting too much weight on it. So that has the potential to break if you don't handle it right. But it's also got this really nice handle on this, so you can carry it kind of like kind of you would like if you would like a chest or something. Like, it is heavy though. So far in my loadout, I've added stuff to this. So I added this 3/8. This is an older flex head Pittsburgh, the longer version of the Pittsburgh 3/8 ratchet. I'm going to tell you, man, this was smooth. This is the older version because it's got the red on it. But I'm telling you, this thing has been a really nice ratchet for me in the past. I haven't used it in a long time, but this has some good war stories to tell. And this has been a really good ratchet. Definitely been around the block. You can see all the scratches I've put on it and all the work it's put on. Yeah, Steve. Yep. I definitely, this is my goal for everybody out there is basically budget, because I tend to do a lot of work in a lot of tough areas. Yeah, I gotta say the Harbor Freight ratchets are fantastic. I haven't had a problem. Very low back drag. I also have this one. I bought this one, I want to say a month and a half ago. This is the 1/2 inch long of the flex heads. I love flex heads, guys. Though I've said this before. These ratchets are awesome. Look how awesome and smooth that is. Look at this. Ready? No back drag. Very low back. They're very low back drag. Gotta love it. So yeah, this is one of the things I like about this. So budget friendly. So if something does get stolen, like, yeah, I'm gonna be crying a little bit, but I ain't gonna be crying. You know what I mean? Because I know even cheap tools cost a lot of money when you add everything up. So I'm showing you all the stuff that I added so far. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. I'm going to do a video with this. So I have these long neck, kind of like an angle style diagonal cutters. And these are Pittsburgh brand. I bought the Titans on the suggestion of Jeff's Garage. Hey Steve, Izzy, that's my daughter. She's she lives one state over from me. Yeah, that's my daughter. Good kid. That's the one that has I have a granddaughter from her. Good kid. My granddaughter's awesome. I love my granddaughter. So I bought these recently when they had the sale, the 30% off sale. And this set I bought under Jeff's Garage. I bought the Titans because he recommended the Titans. I also have the Icons. I don't have the Snap-ons yet. I have the Snap-ons. I'm going to be getting the Snap-ons. But I currently have the Mac Tools one. Hey, Bell. I ordered a whole set of pliers, including something like this, in purple with the purple handle from Mac Tools. Purple's my daughter's favorite color. So I have this. I currently have my Mac Tools version on order because there was a good deal going on this month on what's called Flyer 3 for March for Mac Tools. I ordered it in all purple because I'm really digging the purple. I like the green, the blues, the reds, purples. But lately I've been either feeling the green stuff or the purple stuff. And I was cutting 12 gauge Romex wire with this. I tested it out between the Icon, the Titan, and this one. I was shocked, guys. This thing outperformed the Icon and the Titan. I'm like shocked. And I only paid like a few bucks for this. I think I paid like four or $5. I don't remember. It was during the 30% off sale. Maybe $7, $6. I don't remember. But I cannot believe how easy this cut. So with the Titans on 12 gauge Romex, I had to kind of use two hands. With the Icons, it cut pretty good, one-handed. This one cut it like it was nothing. Hold on. Let's do the test live. We're gonna show you. I have to show you guys how good this is. We're gonna get the Icons. And I'm expecting the snap-ons to be about the same as the Icons, cutting wise. So here is the Titans. This was actually not bad. This I think this is $13.99 at Advanced Auto Pots. This is the Icon version, and then here's the Pittsburgh. So watch this, guys. I have some scrap Romex here. There you go. 12 gauge Romex. This little piece because I've been cutting away. There it is. Watch this. We're going to start off with Titans because this is the one I had the hardest time with. They also have that like slight angled head. Watch this. So to cut it straight, you got to kind of have it at an angle. So I'm making my initial squeeze. Right? And I'm trying this with all my strength to do it one-handed, but I'm going to have to go two-handed. All right? So it was pretty easy with the two hands. Now watch this. Here's the Icon. This has a more of a straight jaw feature right here. Hey, Retros for Life, how you doing? All right, watch this. One-handed. So we're doing our initial squeeze. So that's actually a really good cut. Now, this is what shocked the heck out of me. Ready? This is the Pittsburgh, cheap Pittsburgh one. Watch this. So now one-handed. So you saw the Icon. It cut pretty good. So the Icon is really good, right? Check this out. Absolute, like it was butter. The Pittsburgh outperformed the Icon and the Titan. And like I said, I'm gonna be I already have it on order, the Mac Tools one, and I'm gonna get the snap-on version of this. I cannot believe how easy this cut. I'm shocked. Now make sure, guys, if you guys decide to get the Pittsburgh ones, make sure your cutters are pretty parallel. You know what I mean? It's Pittsburgh, so you know the qualities are not going to be 100% as far as like the grinding is. But this one's all closed up. No daylight. One thing I do when I buy tools is I always check the head on these things, like on anything that I buy, like pliers or screwdrivers, make sure nothing's off. Because if when I bought stuff before in the past, I would say, oh, this thing looks a little bit off and stuff. So I make sure now that I make sure I get the best quality ones. So I'll go through the rack and look for the best set of pliers that they have there. I cannot believe how good these cut. These absolutely cut like a dream. Like, honest to God. Like, I mean, they're all very similar. Like the Titans and the Pittsburgh almost look identical too. I mean, are they manufactured by the same company? I don't know, but the Pittsburgh seem to have a little bit of a longer cutter head. Let me see if I can get slightly, but they're designed very almost identical. Are they made in the same factory? Is that little longer head give me better leverage? I don't know. I'm not a physicist or scientist, but I know that these Pittsburghs outperform my friggin' Icons. Look at that. And I do like the Titans. Jeff was right about the Titans. They're good quality, but I need two hands to cut. With the Icon, I can do it one-handed. And with these are like nothing. This is like, I don't know. I'm thoroughly impressed. These are awesome. They're not, these are awesome. I can't go wrong with them. So, this is what else I put into the set. So I bought these Pittsburghs. Here's the 3-pack of hose clamp pliers. And I bought this a few months ago on a 30% off. Really nice pliers. I mean, they're hose clamp pliers. I don't think you need to spend $1 million on hose clamp pliers because they're all going to do the same thing. They'll have teeth. And you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I don't have the long nose side clutters on the Knipex, but I do have the cheating ones for Knipex. So I'm gonna get the Knipex. Steve, check this out. This is the ones that I like to get because for the Knipex, for the side cutters, this has that extra leverage. So when this is like cheating. The only thing that kind of sucks on these is the jaws, the cutters are kind of on the smaller side, but you can still cut all the way through. And this uses like 50% less power. Very easy cut. The Knipex is legit. But we're going to do a video on this pretty soon on the side cutters. But so I ended up getting those hose clamps. And then, what was it, 2 months ago at the parking lot sale or December, these were like $3.50. So I ended up getting the 90-degree long reach pliers, needle nose, the 45-degree ones, all Pittsburgh, and then the straights. And I mean, this is going to be part of my loadout for my cheap mechanics tool set. Also, I added the flex head 1/4 inch. Very smooth. Look at this. Hear that? Virtually no back drag. This thing is amazing. Like I said, all the Pittsburgh ratchets have low back drag. They're very impressive. So I got all the sizes. I also have the regular sized 1/2 inch. So now I have both the normal standard length and the extended length in the 1/2 inch. And I also bought the extended, the standard length of the 3/8. So here is the 3/8 extended one, and here is the regular standard length Pittsburgh 3/8. Low back drag. I also threw in, I've had these for maybe 15-ish, maybe 15 years, 20 years. These Pittsburgh, like comfort grip handled adjustable wrenches. I throw those in there. So I've had these. I don't want these in the shop anymore because I got too many adjustable wrenches. And I said, you know what? This would be really good in the cheap man loadout. So we're doing that. So now this stuff comes some of this stuff comes with the Job Smart setup here. So the Job Smart setup here is these wrenches. So this is the SAE roll bag. This all comes with it. This, like I said, this is all made by Apex. It comes with this 1/4-inch spanner. This is actually really a small. Look how small that is. That's really tiny. I kind of like that though. And then you have your bit driver, which is a little bit bigger. So let's compare the sizes. So this usually you get one with mechanic sets. You usually get one or the other, but this set includes a bit driver as well as a 1/4-inch socket spanner driver. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, you gotta always like make sure you maintain your tools, put some oil on it. Yeah, that's all good. I've had some experience with rust here. I get those little packets every time I order, like, or my wife orders something that has those little like pockets, those little packages that have the silica inside of it to get rid of the moisture. I take those and I put those in my drawers or my toolboxes and stuff like that, because it's gonna help out fight the rust. So that's good practice. They also sell those on Amazon. You can get those, and I think you can microwave or put them in the oven. There's YouTube videos on that you can like handle that stuff as far as reusing them over and over, because over time it'll absorb too much moisture and it gets kind of crusty and rock, and then you kind of want it to be a powder again. So you got to reheat it. But yeah, this set right here comes with a 1/4-inch mini combination wrench, and it goes up to 3/4, but it's got skips. But I'm not, when it comes to automotive, you know, most everybody is going to be using metric. So this is going to be going in the truck in this case. And I definitely, like I said, I definitely needed a setup like this. This is your metric wrenches. This is a more comprehensive set of metric. This goes from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. No skips. It's from 8 to 19, no skips, which is awesome. I'm like, heck yeah. This set of combination wrenches is no skips. Now, granted, this is, again, made by Apex, the makers of Crescent, Gear Wrench. They make the Quinn ratchets under the Gear Wrench standards. But this is actually pretty decent quality for the money. You know, this all comes in this set. Also in this set is included is these nut driver bits and regular 1-inch bits for the bit drivers. You have all different kinds. You have your Phillips, slotted, squares, hex, Allen wrench style, Torx bits, all kinds. Just standard mechanic bits. And then you have, it comes with the SAE Allen wrench key set. Really nice. And your metrics. So as far as the metrics, you get 1.5 all the way to 8 millimeter on the short arms, and 1.5 to 6 millimeter on the long arms. On the SAE version, you get, let me see, short arms 1/20th all the way up to 1/4 inch, and on the long arms 5/64 to 1/4 inch. So I like this set. This is, like I said, this is a great set. And then you have the mini combination wrenches. So this is the SAE. It goes from 5/32 all the way to 7/16, which is the equivalent of like an 11 millimeter, but not quite. And then the mini ones go from 4 all the way to 11, and no skips. So you also get the 4.5 and the 5.5 in there. So my fellow Ford people, you are heard in this set. The 5.5. We need I drive a Ford, so it is awesome. Hey, Bowery boy, how you doing? Yeah, that purple max set. It's right now. It's in the flyer, March 3 flyer. It's 11 pieces. It comes with the black bag too, and it's got the embroidered Mac Tool logo on it, in purple. So it's a black bag with purple. I'm gonna show you guys on the tablet in a little while, and it's on sale. It's $179.99, but it's 11 long reach pliers as well as the mini long reach pliers. So if you divide the 11 by 180, it comes out to $16 and change per plier, which is a steal of a deal for a tool truck. It is unbelievable. Yep, 180 bucks, but $16.12 a piece. If you look, that's the way I did the math. I mathed it that way. I did basically grill math on the pliers. I got this from Walmart. Sent this to me. They sent me a bunch of things for Hyper Tough for Christmas, and they gifted me this. And this is one of the things they got me. Is one of these. I know these aren't like the best things in the world, but they come in handy in a pinch. And I know a lot of you guys that do have them have commented on other people's videos how much of a handy like this little socket thing does. I mean, it's not like perfect for high torque, but it is. Yeah, I got a Mac dealer and I got a Snap-on dealer. I'm currently still looking for a Cornwell dealer and a Matco. I want to get some stuff in Matco, but I'm having a really hard time finding a Matco guy. So this is one of the things I added, because this set does have skips. It does have skips, and it's not perfect. So we're gonna go through this. So I added this Craftsman 21 millimeter socket. It's a deep, and I think this is gun. Yeah, it's a gunmetal chrome. So I added this because I needed one of these in this set. So the first layer is the 1/4" set. So it comes with a small adjustable plier, 6" or 150 millimeter, depends which way of the country or the world that you live in. It comes with a 1/4" fixed head ratchet. Okay, this is another thing. See, look at this. Hear that? Very smooth. Look at that, no back drag. Very low back drag. So this leads me to believe that this is probably made in the same factory as the Pittsburgh ratchets, because I know Apex makes the Pittsburgh ratchets, and I know Apex makes these ratchets. Yep. Oh yeah, that tactical bit holder looks like, yep, I saw that. I was thinking about getting that, but I wasn't sure if I wanted it. So I also added a short 3/8 21 millimeter shallow socket. I added a 9/16 shallow. Here is a 3/8 shallow in 1/4". This is a 1/4". And this is a 7/32 1/4" socket. So I added those to kind of like, you know, do a better job of getting, like, making up for the skips. And then you have this whole thing. So this is your deep. So this is your SAE that goes from 5/32 all the way to 1/2" in the deeps on the SAEs, 4 to 13 on the deeps and the metric, but they don't have the 4.5 or the 5.5. Oh, wait a minute. I added these too. Let me get these out. I didn't see that. I added this 14 metric 1/4", and here's another one. This is a 13 shallow metric in 1/4". So you have your little extensions. This is your, like I said, this is the 1/4" tray. You have your extensions here, different sizes. I think that's like a 6" extension. This one goes, so this is where you get your 4.5s. So even though it didn't have it in the deeps, your metric has 4 all the way up to 12 millimeters, but it includes the 4.5 and the 5.5. So my fellow Ford people, we're covered with this set on the shallows. On the SAE side, we have 5 30-seconds all the way to 15 30-seconds. So there's that. Let's see. It has a little foam, skinny foam thing. So this is going to be your 3/8 drawer with your bit sockets. So I added on the 3/8, I added the 19 millimeter shallow in 3/8. That's a Craftsman gunmetal. Now here is the 3/8 ratchet. Again, very smooth, a little throaty, but very smooth. No, hardly any back drag. This one goes from, let's see, I know one of these is discombobulated. You're gonna see this is a pain. So we'll start with the shallows on the metric. This one goes from 6 to 16 shallows on the 3/8, and then 1/4 inch to 13/16 on the SAE shallows. This has your bit sockets, hex, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8. And then metric, it uses 7, 8, 9, 10. And this, I gotta add a 11 millimeter. I know the 11 millimeter is not very used, and I know a lot of sets skip sizes, but some Ford vehicles for brakes, the caliper bolts, take an 11 millimeter hex. And that sucks because you always gotta buy them separately. So I have a couple of 11 millimeters. I just bought a Snap-on one too, but I have to buy one for this kit, like a cheap set. I think I'm gonna use the Titan. I actually do have a Titan, and I'll just use the Snap-on as the everyday. It does have some Torx. This has a T40, T45, T47, T50 Torx. You have your 5/8, 13/16 spark plug sockets. There's your swivel, 6, 7, 8 deep. And so it goes from 6 to 16 on the deep 3/8. And let's see, 5/16 all the way to 7/8 on the deep 3/8 sizes. So that's that. So I think the 1/2 inch one is the one that's discombobulated. I don't know like how they designed this, but it's kind of a weird design. Like this one's the one that's really discombobulated. The way they, I don't know, I think they could have done a better job with this design because it's kind of confusing. So this is the 1/2 inch low back drag, very smooth ratchet. I like this ratchet. And again, this is all budget stuff, so all good. Yeah, I like this Job Smart set a lot. KC tool of the day today, right? What was the KC tool of the day? I didn't even go to KC Tools today. So this, it comes with a good size extension for the 1/2 inch. This has got to be like a 10 inch maybe. Hold on, I'm gonna take a measurement. Let's take a measurement. Yeah, 10 inch. It's a 10 inch extension. So I guess right. So I really like this set, but like I said, this 1/2 inch section is kind of really confusing because it's like all over the place. All right, so on the deeps, you have 9/16, 5/8, but it skips to the shallows. So it's got a 7/8 and 11/16, and it also has a 3. So basically, this is right here is your SAE But then it continues over here, 3/4 and 13/16. Like I said, it's discombobulated. It's kind of weird. It's got a 15, 17, 18, 19, 21. What size is this? No, that's I see. For the, that's, so it's got those sizes for metric. And then over here, this is also discombobulated. So this side has from 1/2 inch, 5/16, all the way to, like I said, this is ridiculous how they're doing this. 15, 30 seconds. Yeah, so to 1/2 inch. See how they, it's just weird how they do this. So it's like all kind of off. So it goes up to 3/4 of an inch. And then that's the 22 millimeter. The 22 millimeter should stay with the millimeters here, with the metric. It's just weird. So it goes from 8 all the way up to 22. It has 21, 19, 17. It skips 18. What size is this? 12, 11, 10, 8, 13, 14, 16. Like, I don't know who the frick designed this, but it was nuts. Oh, and here's some more sockets I added. So this is a shallow 3/8, 17 millimeter. And what's this one? This is also a 3/8 shallow 18 millimeter. So that kind of will take the 8, since I don't have it an 18 in a 1/2 inch. This will kind of make up for it. So that's the set. Like, I don't understand, whoever designed the set, this bottom drawer, I think was probably on some kind of drug or something. Really weird. Yeah. The Job Smart set, I think typically goes for about $199 regular price, but it did drop down as far as $99.99 after Christmas. It might still be at $99. Don't quote me on that, because these things do go on sale every year for Christmas time. But I really like the set. The only thing is, I just got to make sure you just got to add stuff to it, because it's not a complete set. So I'm definitely on the, I gotta add all this, make sure all this stuff is added in correctly here. Yeah, you gotta definitely add stuff to this set to at least make it as complete of a set, no skip sizes as you can. Which is why I added this. Now, here's my question to you guys. Am I missing anything? Should I add more stuff to this? Like, I have pliers in the in one of my toolboxes in my truck. I have channel lock style ones in Craftsman. I have high-vis screwdrivers, whether it's a slotted, Phillips, different size Phillips, fixed bladed screwdrivers. I got all that. So, like, I don't really need, like, I have all the basics. I even have like a hammer in there. But is there anything that I would need, that I'm missing, that I've shown you guys or told you guys about, that I'm kind of missing? Is there something, like, I got the impact, the Hyper Tough Impact high torque in there. I also have a breaker bar in there, a Pittsburgh breaker bar. I have the Quinn. I don't have a torque wrench in there, but I have that Quinn little digital torque meter. So I throw, if I need to torque something like tires or lug nuts to spec, I can torque it with that meter and the breaker bar together. I also have those flip socket lug nuts, the Pittsburgh ones that they have. It's like a 3-piece set or 4-piece set. I think it's 3 sockets, and then the adapter that goes onto the impact wrench or the ratchet. So I do have that at the very least there. So I definitely want to get some lug nuts with the sleeve on it. I would definitely like that. Eventually, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it on this sale because I have to buy a lot of stuff on this sale, on this parking lot sale that's coming. But I may. It depends on the deals. If I say, oh, okay, I got enough do re mi, I'll spend the extra money. So this is so far my load up set. Is there anything that I'm missing, guys, that you think? Yeah, I need the back. I got a back brace. This thing's heavy too. This thing's heavy. This isn't light, but at least it's got wheels. So it's got the wheels over here, and it's got an extendable handle, but the handle can be kind of flimsy. So you got to be very careful when you're rolling this. But it's like I said, it's pretty much an amazing set. Like, I definitely love this set. I've been wanting this for a long time, and when my wife surprised me for Christmas, I thought this was awesome. This was definitely a really nice Christmas gift that she got me. Very thoughtful. So that was good. And then adding all these other things like the ratchets, the long pliers. I also have over here during the last sale, I got in these bags I have impact sockets, Pittsburgh impact sockets. So these are going in the truck too, because you never know when you're going to need them. And extensions too. So I have extensions, impact extensions. These are all Yukon little zip up bags. I got all kinds. I got the wobbles. There's your adapters. I think this is all extension on this one. There is your Pittsburgh, the good one, the matte coated SAE sockets. I think it's mixed in with the metric. This thing's kind of like a disaster. I just threw everything in just like that, not on a holder, because I kind of wanted it in just this bag. I want to put it in a bag, and if I need to find a size, I'll just dig it out, find it. Here is the deeps. This is your SAE deeps, and this one is going to be the the metric deeps in here. So that's a 32 millimeter big socket. So I have that. This is all going in the truck. I'm throwing this, my 20-year-old, this is probably about 20 years old, Stanley 4-pound sledgehammer, little sledgehammer. You can tell this has gotten some wear and tear. This used to be black, guys. This used to be all black. It turned silver from whacking it. I definitely got my money's worth out of this, and I figured I retired this a while ago, but then I said, you know what? I'll bring it back because it's perfect for the truck, because I'm not concerned about this if this gets stolen or broken. I've had this for 20 years. It has done the job for 20 years. I've done so much construction with this. It's not even funny. This thing has been amazing. So that's going in the truck. I got these on clearance at Tractor Supply. So this came in a 2-pack. This is a 1-pound dead blow hammer in the high vis green, which I love. It's pretty comfortable. It's got a square handle, but it's still decently comfortable. And this one has more of a hex pattern handle, which is even more comfortable. And this is also a 1-pound dead blow hammer. So this is originally $14.99. I got this for $9.99 at Tractor Supply. This was a good deal. I don't know if they're still doing this on deal, but it's in it's right near the registers in those little tool holder things that they have. Yeah. Oh yeah, Steve. I'm adding the Gen 1 Milwaukee 3/8 stubby, because I have the 3/8 stubby in the subcompact. I have the Gen 2 version with the 550 foot-pounds on the 3/8, and I'm debating if I should buy it or not, because I have the 1/2 inch stubby, the Gen 2, the half-inch stubby, and the 550 foot-pounds in the half-inch. And if I need to use it at 3/8, I can just put an adapter on it. So I'm kind of like going back and forth if I should buy the stubby, the Gen 2 stubby in the 3/8. I don't know yet. But I really wanted the subcompact stubby in the 3/8, and that one's like 225 foot-pounds. So I said, you know what? Instead of retiring the Gen 1 stubby 3/8, I'm going to put that in the truck with the Hyper Tough high torque. Yeah, that's a good ad. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's on my actually list to add. So hold on one second. I gotta get the OG stubby here. So this is what I'm gonna be putting in. This is the Gen 1 3/8 stubby. This is about as clean as it's gonna get. This thing has been used and abused, but it's been a really good impact driver. So this is definitely gonna go in the set. I like everything about this. This is a 250 foot-pound. Hey, Larry Wagner, how you doing? So, yeah, I don't really need too much. I also have the previous, the Gen 2 hammer drill of the M12, and I have the Gen 2 impact driver of the M12 fuel version in the truck, also in bits, a bunch of bits. So that part is already loaded out. But am I missing anything? Do you guys feel like I could add a few more things? Because like I don't want to overload the truck with stuff, but at the same time I want to have everything that I'm gonna need to do most maintenance, most emergency repairs. Because I want to have this where, like, say something happens to my truck or to my wife's vehicle. Like if something happens to my wife's vehicle, I don't have to go digging in the shop, because this shop has tools everywhere. This shop is crazy. Is it Frankie Millman? Is it possible that anybody else could get a set like that before you pay for all rummy pack? I don't know. The Alabama hammer. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out, you know, what else. I mean, I have I have pretty much everything, I think. That's why I kind of need all you guys' help, as to helping give suggestions, and so I can load this out properly. And I got to be able to make sure I can still close this. I can't fit all these ratchets, so I think a lot of these ratchets are going to have to go in a bag or something. Like I could put the 1/4-inch ratchets in here and the short 3/8. I don't even think I can fit the standard size 1/2 inch. So that's going to have to go in a bag. But I think I might be able to close this. Yeah, I got to move that. Yeah. So I think that's going to be how that's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, so I bought this in pieces. Like my wife bought this for 99. I think she paid the $99.99 deal on Shop Smart Set. And then I just bought this in pieces. Anytime there was a sale, I would buy the ratchets or anything, or the pliers or the cutters. Anytime there's a sale, even Tractor Supply. This I already had. This is about 20 years old Stanley sledge. Because you never know if you have to change brakes. This will work good. What the heck did I do to it? That's not me. I didn't chew on this. This is just from abuse of the use. This Stanley, but this has been an outstanding hammer for me. This is a 4-pounder. So now I have all this stuff that's going to go in the truck. Anything else, guys? Anything else? I have pliers. I have a regular hammer. I have screwdrivers. All that stuff in the truck. I'm going to throw in that Milwaukee old generation because I don't really need... I'm not bringing the new stuff anymore. Yeah, yeah, so I don't know. I got impact sockets, shallows. I'm debating on whether I should put this set in there. So I have this set that I bought for that 3/8 stubby impact. This is a cheap Amazon brand Dan Gicky, whatever, however you pronounce that, Dan Gicky. This is all 3/8. This is actually not a bad set. It seems like decent quality, like on the Pittsburgh style of quality. This is all 3/8. This is I don't think there's any skips on it. Well, maybe the 20 millimeter, but that's always skipped on most sets. But other than that, I don't think there's a skip there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, other than the 20 millimeter, there's no skips on the metric. It's the same size as for the shallows. I'm debating on putting this set into the truck. I originally bought this for the 3/8 subcompact, but I'm thinking about putting this 3/8 set so I have more. But I don't know. But I think I paid like $30 for this. Either 20. It was between $25 and $30 on Amazon. Dan Gicky. I also like the green case. Not my favorite color, but lately I've been doing green. Yeah, I'm not selling any of this stuff. This is all gonna be all the stuff is gonna be going as my truck emergency repair, auto repair loadout. No, this is all going in my truck. Actually, Alabama Hammer, a scraper. Good idea on a scraper. So I'm gonna have to throw in a scraper on this. And check this out. Here's a scraper for you all that you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this one. This is the Hyper Tough scraper. Maybe I'll put this in the set too. This is a Hyper Tough scraper made in the USA. So this is made by Wild, and it's got a striking cap. So you know what? That's not a bad idea. Here's a scraper. I can use this. Because you know what? You're right. Sometimes you might need to scrape a gasket or a sticker, and this would be great. I also have pry bars in the truck. So I'm all set on pry bars. I have Pittsburgh pry bars in the truck. So yeah, something like this would be good. But do I want to bring this one? Because this is actually this is a really nice quality scraper. Yeah. Hey Steve, check this out. This is my grandfather's scraper, right? This is a Katie Tools, made in the USA. Look at that. Katie Tools USA. This is old. Or maybe I can use this one. Put this in the truck. This has that plastic handle. This has got to be early 80s. Or mid 80s. Katie Tool. Look at that. That's a nice scraper. And it's very lightweight. Made in the USA. Good quality. Actually, you know what? This actually makes more sense. I did, last week I did show a lot of the stuff my grandfather gave me, because last week was his birthday. Last Wednesday. And I forgot to put this one out, because I forgot about this in the sea of stuff that he had. But, that I inherited from him. But this is actually a nice scraper. It's got some use on it, but I can still use it. I can sharpen it. But yeah, this is, you know what, I'll put this one in there too. I'll keep the Hyper Tough in the shop, and we'll go from there. So this and then whatever's in the trunk. Anything else, guys? I'm glad Alabama Hammer you put the scraper in there, because that's one of those things that could be a necessity when you're doing something like scraping gaskets or stickers or whatever. Yeah. So that's actually a great suggestion, Alabama. Can't go wrong with that. I mean, do you think I got it all set? Is there anything else? I don't know if I want to put a meter in it. I do have a code reader in the truck, so I don't need a code reader. I already have a code reader in the truck, just some cheapy Amazon one. Yeah, so this is the 3/8. This is a Gen 1 3/8. This only goes up to 250 foot-pounds. So, shears. Actually, good. Wait a minute. Do I have shears in that truck? Maybe I'll have to put shears. All right. Another good suggestion by Alabama. Hey, James Ridley. How you doing? Yeah, this is not good for the suspension work. I mean, you may be able to get away with some things, but some of that stuff's on pretty tight. I'll show you what you can use for suspension work. The 1/2 inch. This one right here. This is the Gen 2 1/2 inch stubby. This goes up to 550 foot-pounds. This thing is a beast. So when you compare it to the Gen 1 3/8 stubby, this one just outclass. I don't even bring a mid torque anymore. I'll either bring this and a high torque to something, to a job, and I normally just use this. This thing is absolutely a beast. But the only thing is, this is not something I'm going to leave in the truck, because this was expensive, and I love this little 1/2 inch stubby so much that it's gonna, when I go wherever it goes, it's gonna go with me, and it's not gonna be left in the truck. So I can leave this one in the truck, because I've kind of replaced this with this, and I have the subcompact 3/8. So if I need to use something that's a little bit that's smaller than this and more compact, I can use the subcompact 3/8, because this one only goes to 250 foot-pounds. The subcompact does 225 foot-pounds. So it's not much of a difference between the subcompact and this. So I can afford to keep this in the truck and not worry about it, because I was worried about it. But this is one I definitely like this. Yep, those are the green hammers from Tractor Supply. I got them on clearance for $9.99 for right after Christmas, the Christmas. So the Christmas. So these are both 1 pound dead blows. And I figured I probably don't need that much, because I'm bringing this, putting that in the truck. Then that's a 4 pound sledge. So yeah, it's beat up. But I got this for $9.99 in a 2-pack, and I gotta say, that's a heck of a deal. I mean, they don't make a Pittsburgh version of these metal ones. They just make the icons. If I want to bring more than just this for a dead blown hammer, I can get the Pittsburgh ones, because I have most of the Pittsburgh ones. But I don't really need that. I just want to bring this, and this will be enough, because I have the 4 pound sledge. Yeah, I highly recommend these. And I mean, for the price point, I know you do body work there, James, and I don't know if these would help you, like, on a budget, like to have it in a budget bag loadout, because this is what this loadout is. This is a complete budget loadout for my truck to do emergency repairs, all this, and then I have stuff in my truck already. Yeah, so I think Alabama, I'm definitely gonna throw in shears in there. I'm gonna have to get some of the Quinn shears or Cobalt shears. Yeah, great idea. I usually carry shears with me in my electrician's bag, but I don't bring my electrician's bag all the time, because sometimes it's kind of a pain in the butt to bring it when I know I'm not working. I sometimes leave my my cheap budget electrician's bag, because like I said, I do tend to work sometimes in shady areas where I'm afraid of getting stuff stolen. So I won't bring my Knipex stuff, my vessel stuff, my Icon, Snap-on stuff. I won't bring that to the jobs when I'm doing my handyman stuff. But I'll bring my budget tools. I'll bring my Cobalt stuff. Yeah, I like, and they're decent brands. They're decent brands. I mean, like the Cobalt stuff is fantastic for me. I use that a lot. I gotta say, in Craftsman, the Craftsman stuff, the cheaper Craftsman screwdrivers, I have those in my truck. I have the Craftsman channel lock style pliers, the needle nose, all that stuff in my truck, and because I got everything at a good price. You know, all those loadouts, it really made a difference. Like I have more peace of mind. Also, James, I also have the Hyper Tough high torque impact wrench in 1/2 inch because I don't want to bring my Craftsman or my Milwaukee stuff. Hell no. Especially when you're working in shady areas. Like, you definitely got to have a budget bag. Like, it's amazing how there's a lot of theft going on, and usually there's not even a lot of consequences for these people that steal. So, like, it really bugs the heck out of me that I have to create a budget bag. I can't just bring my Kleins or Knipex to jobs. Like, the only thing that Klein that I bring in my budget bag when I'm going to a bad area is the Slim Forge strippers. I use those strippers for everything. And plus, they're reasonably cheap. They're $31.98, but there's some stuff that on my Klein that is like discontinued, and I cannot fathom like losing it or having it stolen. So that's why I have a Pittsburgh or Craftsman or a Cobalt style, like similar tools to those types of tools, because I can't justify the expense. You know what I mean? It would kill me. Like it's that, like, people like us work hard for our money, and then in 1 second, when you're not even looking, somebody's gonna take your money. Like, that's your money. You can make a living with your tools, and they make you money. And it's sad that we have to make budget bags, because this is the reason. And don't get me wrong, I love these budget tools. I love them. They work phenomenal. If I'm going to a good area, I'm bringing the better tools, like the better quality tools. So I'll bring my Knipex, Klein stuff. But if I'm working in a shady area, man, no way. Absolutely not. I can always replace the Cobalt stuff a lot easier than you can the Knipex or Klein stuff. It hurts less. I mean, yeah, I'm still going to be crying because I spent a lot of money as a combined unit for my Cobalt, Craftsman, Pittsburgh, even some of my Quinn stuff. And yeah, I've been doing handyman stuff for over 25 years. I'm old too. But I don't know. I just can't fathom. I can't fathom losing money. I don't, because then you have to buy everything over again, and it's ridiculous. So this is why I created these budget bags. Like whether it's my electrician's bag, a carpenter's bag, or a automotive. Yes, I actually have two purple mini boxes, Alabama. So there's one here. So this is the blue one. That's the purple. That's the Hyper Tough cabinet. That's the U.S. General red. Here's a blue one and a red U.S. General. And then I have a second purple in that purple. The purple thing. There's the other purple ones in there. So I use that for small stuff. Yeah, 20-foot extension ladders while on the roof in the hood years ago. Exactly. Steve, that's my fear. Like when I was a little kid, I said the story last week. I don't know if you were on last week. Last week when I was a little kid, around Christmas time, I was about 5 years old. My brother was 4 years old. Somebody broke into our house and stole everything. And the look of horror and the screams I heard from my mother, it stayed with me. It traumatized me. It stayed with me. And I've had radio stolen. And I mean, a 20-foot extension ladder is not cheap. And it's sad. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. That we have to create budget bags. And I gotta say, guys, I love Knipex. I love Klein. I love my vessel screwdrivers and stuff like that, man. And I do use them from time to time in my jobs, but I'm using my Cobalts more. I use my Craftsman stuff more. I use Work Pro. That's why I added that those Work Pro Talon grips, because I love my Talon grips. I have Snap-on and Icon Talon grips, but like in the big picture, you know, I don't know. Did I put my Talon? I think I put the Talon grips back in the drawer, but those are going in the budget bag because that's a budget tool. But that's a great budget tool. I really like what they did. They upgraded the grinding on their version of the Talon grips, and they're pretty sweet size. So I'm very happy with them. I think they're excellent, and I definitely recommend them now. I wouldn't have recommended those Work Pros initially because when I first saw the reviews on those, horrible. They got the Alabama. They got the miter saw from the back of your truck. I'm sorry, dude. That's horrible. Yeah, for miter saws, I use my Milwaukee that little 7¼ inch miter saw because it's very portable. I don't bring full size miter saws to jobs. I refuse. I will not do that because it's another item that can get stolen. I have my 12-inch Gen 1 Flex Volt DeWalt miter saw, and I brought that at a job once, but it was like 67 pounds and way too heavy, and I didn't really need that much saw for some of the jobs that I do. So I ended up buying a Milwaukee one, and if I go to a job with that saw, that saw is going to stay in front of me. I'm not leaving it. I'm using that saw where it works, especially in a shading area. But I will not bring a miter saw unless I have to. I just use circular saws. I use my Craftsman circular saws, Cobalt stuff, circular saws. I try to use anything I can that's more portable, and I'll put that in my Craftsman. This is another reason why I got the Craftsman trade stack. This thing is an awesome system here. I like having my pack out, and I love my mod box. My mod box, if I'm going in a good area, mod box is going everywhere with me, or the pack out. This stuff is good, but the only thing is the difference between the trade stack. The biggest difference between the trade stack is not just the boxes themselves, the design of the box, and the mod box and the pack out. It's this. The Klein mod box and the pack out, one being orange, one being red, screams, steal me, steal me. You want me to be stolen. So I have a pickup truck. I drive a Ford F-150. This is the one thing I noticed, and this is a recommendation. I like to work more out of bags, and I've said this before. If you guys have listened to my channel, I like working out of bags. McMahon, yep, my work van got robbed the 4th of July a few years back, and they took thousands of freaking those scumbags, yeah, in a parking lot at an apartment, yeah. Sorry, dude. It's just, crime is horrible. So if you look at this, the trade stack is a predominantly black colored mobile storage system. So yeah, Hyper-Tough. I recommend Hyper-Tough boxes, dude. Hyper-Tough is going to be good. So I have this is the Craftsman trade stack. This thing's awesome. They got drawers and all kinds of stuff. So the thing is, on my rear windows, they got a slight tint to it, and I'll put some boxes, some of these trade stack boxes, when I do take the my mobile storage in a bad neighborhood, I'll take the trade stack because the black blends in with the darkness of the seats and the rear tint of the truck, and you can kind of like be inconspicuous with your toolboxes with these darker colors in the back of your truck or your vehicle or van or whatever. I don't like to advertise my truck with signs and stuff for my handyman business because it just tells you, oh, that guy's got tools in his van or his truck, and he's got stuff I can steal, like the drug addicts or whatever. People that just want to pawn stuff from you. So I buy these. I love the trade stack. Trade stack's been a really good system for me, and it's very inconspicuous because it blends in very well inside my truck. And then sometimes I can just put a jacket on it, over it, or my hoodie, and it's not going to say steal me. You know what I mean? It blends in. The darkness blends in, and you don't even know I have these boxes in my truck or on my truck bed. I have the tonneau cover. I mean, I can get away with my bringing my mod box or pack out boxes on my truck in a bad neighborhood. Um, I have not tried the metal SK. Um, I know I prefer plastic, to be honest. Yeah, you can't even lay a tape measure down. I hear that. Yep. I hear a lot of people stealing tools from work vehicles. That's terrible. Yeah, you can't even advertise. Like I want to be able to put like my this is the name of the name of my handyman is CE Handyman Services. So that's how you get the CE Tool Den. It's a continuation of the CE Handyman Services. So I don't even I refuse to get a van. If I was to get a van, I wouldn't put like my CE Handyman Services sign. It'd just be a plain white van. Yeah, it'd be creepy, or like in a one of those movies where they use it for surveillance, those white vans, or for the creepy people that have the white vans. Oh, I got a little candy for you. Yeah, that's not. I just don't want to advertise um, to criminals. Um, it's sad that we have to live like that, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You got to be inconspicuous. Even though I'm putting like this box here, this Job Smart box, it's relatively cheap that I got for Christmas from my wife, and it is inconspicuous. I mean, it's all pretty much all black, just a blue top, but you can cover that blue top with a hoodie, a black jacket, whatever, and it'll blend in. You know what I mean? And I just have to put like the high vis stuff, the hammers and stuff like that. I'll put that in black bags. That's why I got these bags, these this style of bags from the Yukons to put my impact sockets in, because it blends in. If I bring this, I'm probably gonna put the sockets in here, the 3/8 sockets in here, in one of these bags, so I can have more anonymity as far as it's concerned. Yeah, crime scene unit in a van. Yeah, or and I live in Massachusetts, so that's another thing I hate. I hate living in Mass. I'm gonna tell you guys, I hate living in Mass. They don't call it Taxachusetts for nothing, and criminals get away with everything. The criminals get away with everything. There's no consequences. That's why they're repeat offenders. You can arrest them a million times. Freaking sad. Sad, 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 sad. This is like I said. It's ridiculous what this world is coming to. There's not a lot of consequences for people nowadays, and the court systems allow these people to walk the streets right after they commit a crime, even if it's non-violent. You're still a victim. I'm a victim. You're a victim. We're all victims. Yep. People try to make a living and people steal from them. Yep. And you see that a lot with even with the Home Depot, the shoplifters that can just walk out with like thousands of Milwaukee tools or Rigid tools or Makita tools or DeWalt tools, and they just walk out, and you can't really do anything until the police decide to catch them. You know what I mean? It's big enough of a one of those big like things that they have, like those big shoplifting spree groups that they have. Yeah. Yep, James. Yep, you're right. Um, I mean, this is it. This is the world we live in, and like I will never ever. And I'm telling you guys, I have my Snap-on Mac tools, my good stuff. I'll never bring those on when I do mobile mechanic work. Never. This is my preferred choice of weapon to do mechanic work. Pittsburgh. Yep. My Pittsburgh ratchets, they're very low back drag. They're very strong. They work. They're gonna do the job for everybody if you decide to go that way. This is good for my handyman services. Actually, I brought this recently to do a gate job because somebody's on one of handyman service, they had the this one of my clients had the gates, their gates fell down on the outside gates, and it was 30 degrees that day. Man, I tell you, I froze my butt off. I froze my butt off that day. My hands were shaking, my hands were numb, everything. This thing was a beast. I love this. I've had this probably about 10 years. I think about 10 years. All right. Yeah, if stores try to protect their stuff and they get sued and employees get fired. Yep. Alabama Hammer. My favorite forged wire strippers is the Klein Slim forged wire strippers. The ones that I showed, because of they work like a Knipex. They have a longer step cut. They're very slim. They're very lightweight, and most importantly to me, ergonomics. Ergonomics. Oh, you're getting the little screwdriver. Good, good. What color did you get? The red, the orange, or the green, James? Yeah, ergonomics really makes a difference. And let me tell you, like when you're using the Knipex, nice. I like the red. I almost got the red, but I decided to go green because I was late. Lately, I've been kind of in a green mood, so I've been getting the green and then some purple. I did the 16 plier set for 180. It's in this month's flyer on Mac Tools. So yeah, I got most of my stuff is red, but I've been diversifying lately. But yeah, so on the Knipex wire strippers, the good ones, you have to really kind of like open them up really wide to get a good purchase on the step cut. And they cut awesome. I'm not going to deny. The Knipex are as good as the best you can get. But the Kleins are equally as good cutting, but they have a longer cutter. They have about the same size head. So that's the only negatives for the Klein and the Knipex is you can only like twist like only 2 wires at a time. And I'd rather just use my hybrid linesmans or a regular pair of linesmans, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of using those skinnier things to twist the wire. So I'll just use hybrid linesmans or regular linesmans pliers for twisting. So on the forged strippers, the Klein ones, these have been outstanding for me. I got them in my budget bag. Hold on. I have them in my budget bag because these are technically not expensive. They're like $31.98, and I know I can use cobalt. I have cobalt strippers too, but and plus they're blue. So you guys saw I have a blue drawer, and my budget bag is all blue tools, like or mostly blue tools, like the Cobalt, Work Pro, Quinn, that kind of stuff. So I love blue's my favorite color. Like I'm wearing navy blue, Under Armour hoodie. I love blue. Blue's my favorite color, but I do like a lot of other colors. But if I'm gonna choose a color, like I'm gonna go blue. But I like these. These are my favorites because look at the ergonomics. You're getting good comfort right there. Like I said, I wish they would have gone with the wider style of head so I can twist wires. These are the Klein tools, but it does have an awesome cross hatching. Look at that cross hatching. So you can really grab with these and pull on this. And I like the internal spring that's in here, and it's got the locking mechanism. So this is basically a Gen 4 of these pliers. This is a Gen 4. This is a really good design. I know people are disappointed that this is made in Taiwan, but I'm not. This has been my go-to wire strippers since these came out, and I use them on every job now. Strictly, I love Klein. Klein's been very good to me. They've sent me a lot of stuff. And Klein is just an awesome brand to have. You know what I mean? I love Klein, and I have a crap ton of Klein tools. Klein sent me this whole mod box system. I appreciate Klein for what they did. They didn't have to do this. They sent me that backpack. They sent me a lot of stuff. They've sent me screwdrivers, knives, and I know I love Knipex too. Knipex is great stuff, but I can't fathom bringing Knipex to work unless it's a really good area. You know, I again, we have to we have to think outside the box. Yes, I use electric screwdrivers. So I have the vessels. I have two vessels. My brother gave me one vessel, and I bought the other vessel myself. I use the Craftsman ones and the Cobalt ones. So I have that I use the most. I have the Craftsman 4 volt little ones, the Cobalt ones because it's in the blue budget bag because they're a budget screwdriver, and they're USB-C charging, and then the vessel, the high torque one, and then the more multifaceted vessel version that's from Japan. So I use those all the time. I use that actually. I use the Cobalt a lot when I'm doing a lot of work in outlets. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna upload a video of me working on the outlets. Yeah, Tool Collector 72. The Amazon Basics screwdriver is made by Shervon, aka Skill, and they beat the pants out of everybody. Like they are, I think what, 30 bucks, 25, 30 bucks, but they beat the pants out of all the big brands. They beat the pants out of them. They owned everybody, and those Amazons are no joke. They, for the money, you're not going to get any better. James, NWS pliers are awesome. Made in Germany. Watch this. I'll show you something you're going to like. These are Klein water pump pliers. See these Kleins? They're made by NWS. This is one of the best water pump pliers you can get for the money. It's slightly cheaper than the Knipex, but it's almost the same price. So this is kind of like it's one of those things where you're gonna have to pick your poison. And I think these are getting discontinued, but I'm not really sure. But Tools and Tactics said these probably were getting discontinued, so I bought these recently. Yeah, it looks just like the Knipex. For 20 bucks, you can't beat it. Yeah, the Amazon Basics is legit. Yeah, this is a really shiny thing. I compared it to the Knipex ones because I have the 10-inch. This is the 10-inch. They don't make this in a 7-inch. I kind of wish they had a 7-inch in this, but they only have a 10. But I really, really liked it. Like, it's very comparable to the Knipex. I mean, if you pick one or the other, you're not going to go wrong. Like, you're doing great. But I also like my other brands, my cheaper brands. Like, I have the Doyle version, and for a long time, I was rocking the Doyles as part of a budget bag, but they're red now. So I ended up buying the Cobalt versions. Yeah, the orange ones, all China Klein, but they're decent quality. They're good quality. I'm not knocking on the China because I know Klein has them do like they do quality control, and they have to meet Klein standards of their building process, their forging process, and stuff like that. I know they're not the best. This is going to be way, way, way much better than the orange ones. I'm going to get the orange ones. I'm definitely getting the orange ones because I kind of want the smaller 7-inch orange. And I don't know if I'm going to get the 12-inch. I don't know. I love my Klein stuff. But I love the Cobalt ones. Guys, and this is, I'm telling you guys this now. I know China, a lot of people dump on China and stuff like that. And in a lot of cases, rightfully so. But they do make some quality tools. But I want to tell you guys this. A lot of companies are now going to Vietnam. You cannot sleep on Vietnam manufacturing. They're going to be at or close to Taiwanese quality right now. Cobalt is using a lot of Vietnamese manufacturing. Vietnam manufacturing is really, really good. They are doing a great job, and their economy has really stepped up in this past year. So they're manufacturing more. They're making more products. They're doing a better job at forging and building stuff than a lot of the Chinese brands. James says I have the Knipex and the Weehon Mac ones and Snap-on ones, but I guess another one won't hurt. Hey, dude, I have all kinds of like water pump pliers. I have Work Pros, I have Cobalt, I have Kleins, Knipex, Doyle's. Do I have any other ones? Well, I have the new SK stuff. Dude, you can't go wrong. You know what? I'm obsessive with all my tools. I'm gonna get them. Um, the for which ones, James? This these right here I got on Zorro.com. Are you talking about these? I got these at Zorro.com. But I do recommend the Cobalts. I like the Cobalt ones. The SK ones, the mini 4-inch pliers from SK. Yep. Zorro.com. You can't get this at Lowe's or Home Depot. Like I said, these are discontinued, but you can still buy them. I think I paid $40-ish on Zorro.com. Zorro, by the way, Zorro's a very, very, very good retailer. They ship fast. They ship fast. You get your stuff in a couple of days, man. This is badass. And I had a 20% off coupon. Zorro will send you 20% off on certain things. They send me 20% off all the time. So that's good. But I do like using my Cobalt stuff. My water pump pliers and pliers wrench. They have really good stuff. And that's why, like I said, the budget bag. Craftsman, Cobalt, really good brands for the price, and they work. They work. I can beat the hell out of them up. They have lifetime warranties, guys. They have lifetime warranties. The Craftsman and the Cobalt. I mean, you screw it up, I think you got to call Cobalt to get like they give you a special code number, and then you got to go. It's not. I know they say at Lowe's no hassle warranties on Cobalt tools and whatever, but there is kind of a hassle. I've experienced it, but you can still get the warranty on stuff. And if it's like a product that's discontinued, they'll warranty out with the next best, like the equivalent of whatever tool. So I mean, it isn't bad, but I love the warranty on the Craftsman's awesome. Well, Cobalt holds up, especially these new Vietnamese made tools. Vietnam is no joke. They are here to play. They're serious about taking from China. They're taking manufacturing from China, and they're doing a hell of a job. Cobalt is just they still have some stuff made in China, but I'm telling you, the Cobalt stuff, you can't sleep on it because the manufacturing is there. As long as they don't do what China did, and like when China first started doing like heavy manufacturing from the United States and a lot of products, they actually had decent, good quality stuff, like really good quality stuff, and they did a good job with their forging process and stuff like that, and grinds. Everything was good. They've been impressive, but over time, they made it so they could make a lot of junk tools, and they got away. They didn't care because they're gonna cheap out on you, and they're trying to sell you a cheap tool. Now, granted, not everything Chinese is junk. There's good stuff, still a lot of great stuff, but with the moves that like companies like Cobalt, the brand Cobalt is doing with Vietnamese manufacturing, we're doing good. We're doing good. Even Klein started doing some stuff in manufacturing in Vietnam. I would have loved to seen those new water pump pliers from Vietnam because the Vietnamese know what they're doing. Yep. They were Blue Point, the Donner Corp, under the Donner Corp stuff. They used to make the ratchets and sockets and some other stuff. That was 20 years ago. Man, that was a time. That was a time to get stuff. I wish I'd have been more hardcore, but back then I was like pretty poor. So I was like, I only got what I got back then. But over the last 20 years, I built myself up, and I can afford all these tools, and with my work that I do, and my main job, and my handyman business, and now YouTube, social media platform. It's very it's I appreciate all the opportunities that have come my way. It's really awesome, and it's nice to see, you know, that like there's tool companies like Klein, Knipex, that are still at it and making good quality products. Like even Cobalt, like they went downhill for a little bit. Um, when they kept switching manufacturers, and different Chinese manufacturers. Um, James Ridley, I am desperate to get Astro Nanos. I want to get all the every single thing that's Astro Nano. I gotta prioritize certain things first, before I start investing. The thing is, the price point of Astro Nanos is pretty good right now, but I know that stuff is starting to go up, creep up more and more because of the popularity of the Astro Nanos. Love Astro Nanos. Astro is the bee's knees. Uh, can't go wrong with Astro. They've done a great job. But if you're gonna get the 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench that you can flip over, um, I want to get the the Macco version, because it has a switch on it. Yeah, it's $100 versus, like, what is it, $60 or something, $50, whatever it is, for the Astro version. I definitely want to get. I know, like, what was that? What disappointed you about them, James? Tool Collector 72 says, I have most Astro Nano and they're great. Yeah, I definitely want to get into it, because there's a lot of good stuff. I think they they created a nice little niche market for themselves, and I know there's a lot of companies that are making them. Um, that style you can get, as a shop. I'm a shopper of AliExpress and Temu stuff, guys, and I do some shopping on Temu, and yeah, they're only low profile if you put them on the ratcheting wrench, the 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench. I still think they're low profile. If you look at a regular shallow 3/8 socket on a regular ratchet, and you compare that, you put those Astro Nanos on a 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench, there's a big size difference. There is a big size difference. Um, but if you really want low profile, use a ratcheting wrench. That's the that's the best advice. That's as and flex head at that. Get a flex head ratcheting wrench with the lever switch, um, like the Mountain stuff or the Icon. And Matco uses Mountain too to make their ratcheting wrenches. That's really low profile. That's as low profile as you're gonna get. Um, if you want more low profile than even the Astro Nano. I think there's a place for every one of these tools. I also want to get more Vim stuff. Like, I only have like one thing that's Vim here, and we're gonna be doing a video on that in the future. Um, yeah, you never know if you're backing yourself out, with the reversible switches, and you're working on something where you very tight clearance, and you're using a ratcheting wrench, and you back yourself into a corner where you need to get that out, that you need to, you're kind of in a bind without the little switch. You know what I mean? So that's why I'd rather spend the extra money, and get the Matco version of that, that ratcheting wrench that holds the Astro Nano sockets, so you can get the switch out of it. I know it's more money. I know, if you guys watch, what's his channel? Think Hard. He has a whole series on, using the Nano sockets with the, finding the best thing, ratcheting wrench to hold the Nano sockets. And I know Osler Tools makes those little caps that so it can hold those Astro Nano sockets even better, and they're like $25-$30. I definitely want to get those. Yeah, yeah. Snap-on has a reversible, so yeah. But the only thing is, like, I do have my Snap-on guy and stuff like that, but man, I can't. I gotta be careful how I spend on the Snap-on truck too. That's why I have to be careful with my Snap-on and Mac dealers how much I can spend. I put myself on a budget, so. But I do have a decent amount of stuff that I've collected over time from Snap-on and Mac, mostly Mac on like bigger toolkits because they tend to be cheaper than Snap-on. But hand tools, I have mostly Snap-on over Mac. But overall, I have Knipex, Klein, which destroy my Snap-on and Mac tools collection as far as that's concerned. Hand tools, and my other brands, Cobalt, Work Pro, all that, and my screwdrivers. All those. I got a lot of good brands here, but I will never. Yeah, I don't know. $20 difference. It depends on what day you're buying, James. Uh, some days it's just more money than others. Like I do like the bit kits from Mac Tools a lot, especially the RBRT stuff. Uh, but I do like the flank drive system of Snap-on. Like RBRT is definitely, aka Grip Edge, is definitely the way to go for a lot of things. And I do love my Snap-on hand tools. I can't go wrong with Snap-on with my hand tools. Anything pliers, screwdrivers. I love Snap-on, dude. This Snap-on is just the bee's knees. And my Snap-on ratchets. I like my Mac Tools ratchets, but I think I like my Snap-on a little bit more than my Mac Tools ratchets. They just make a great ratchet. James, what do you think of the 100-tooth ratchets from Snap-on? I'm not sure if I'm going to invest it in that in the Snap-on 100-tooth just yet. I know they had an issue, but they fixed the issue. I just like the 80-tooth more. I love my 80-tooth Snap-on ratchets. They're so smooth. They're pretty much the king of ratchets, other than Koken. I want to get into the Koken line this coming year, this summer. Hopefully, I can get a 3/8 flex head, maybe with the quick release button on the Koken. I know those have no back drag. Those things are like sick, and it is what it is. Yeah, $200 roll cart. Yeah. Yep. That's one thing I like about the Mac ratchets. I do love the Mac ratchets. Don't get me wrong. I love the Mac ratchets. I got the one with the green handle, and I love that little hex at the bottom. You can change it. Let me see if I can find it in this style. So I got a standard linked 3/8, and I love my Mac Tools guy, so I'm always going to be buying these kinds of ratchets. I got to get the longer version of the 3/8 flexes. The only thing that kind of sucks is they discontinued. My Mac guy told me they discontinued making the locking flex head. I really wanted the locking flex head, but this is a really nice ratchet. Mac Tools. I'm going to get the 1/4 inch next and the 1/2 inch in standard sizes. Going time for the longer handled ratchets, but I definitely like the fact that you can change the handles. And guess what? Purple's out, guys. The purple Mac ratchets, the handles are out. They're available. You can get them now from your Mac Tools dealer or online. So I'm gonna be ordering the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch from now on, all in purple. Yeah, they definitely feel strong. They're very solid. They have a little bit more back drag than the Snap-on 80s. Oh yeah, those purple pry bars are really killer. But these have low back drag, but not as low as the Snap-on. The Snap-on 80s are just almost on the level of Koken when it comes to those. Yeah, they should have done with the series. And it's the same company. Mac Tools is owned by Stanley Blacker, as is Craftsman. But I gotta say, though, dude, the Craftsman V Series ratchets are pretty awesome. I used the crap out of them last year. Yes, they have back drag, but think about it this way: back drag only plays a factor when you're ratcheting in a tight area. If you're not ratcheting in a tight area and you have like plenty of open space, I think back drag can be irrelevant. It's how smooth the ratchets are, And this is the Max 90, the Mac, but the V Series really, really are. In my brain, in my opinion, the V Series ratchets of Craftsman are a high-end brand of ratchet with a lot of back drag. You can soak them in ATF. Yep, you cycle them through your drill. Yep. The V series. Oh, I tell you, I bought everything V series that I could last year during the great V series discount rollout when they had the dump they did. Absolutely amazing. I love the V series, the Facom versions. Yep. A lot of that stuff was rebranded Facom or Mac. They even had something called Extract on some of the tools was Extract. So basically it was RBRT Lite, Craftsman Overdrive version, but RBRT Lite, but it was called Extract under the Craftsman V series, and they made some really good stuff. But I gotta say, Mac is really killing it with these designs. James, I like the snap-on ratchets a little bit more. I love my Mac ratchets. I love the snap-on 80s a little bit more, but I do like the handles on the Macs better. The ergonomics on these grips really fit my hand a lot better than the round of the snap-on. I know some people, I have smaller hands, guys. So some people like the fatter handles on the snap-ons. I prefer these thinner handles, but I do like the 80s on that. They have a sale on the older Access now. Yep. I have only bought one item from a tool truck. It was a Vessel purple screwdriver set from Cornwell. Oh, is that the one with the striking cap? Tool Collector 72? I have those. I think it's 3 different screwdrivers with the striking cap on it. So they had the on that set they have the 3 Phillips style JS drivers, and then the green ones with the black striking were the slotted on that. Yeah, the new Vims are good. I like those. Those are USA made too, those ratchets. Oh, okay, yeah. So hold on. Let me show you. Is this what you mean? Hold on. I didn't know they had an 8-piece set. So let me see. Where's my? Oh. All right. So these are the purple ones I have for the vessels with the strike caps. So I got this. This is the Phillips tube 150 millimeter. And this is the Phillips 1 JIS 75 millimeter. And this one is the 100 millimeter Phillips 2. Yeah, I didn't pull the trigger yet. You got to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. So this is the purple set I have. And then the slotted version was all green. So the green ones... So this was the equivalent of those purple ones in green. So they all have the strike cap. Oh, you have the... Okay, so you have the one without the strike cap. Oh, okay. Does your set have a Phillips 3 in it? Tool Collector 72? Oh, you have the strike cap ones? I'm showing... Yeah. I really like these. I really like this set. So this is like a 6-piece set. I don't think they make a Phillips 3 with this one. So this has the 6 millimeter, 100 millimeter linked screwdriver slotted. This is also 6 millimeter of 150 millimeter length, and this is the 5.5 millimeter slotted. So this is like its own set right here. Yeah, I like the Vera ball grips, but I can't justify buying a fixed bladed Vera screwdriver because I want to get the Vera. But I want Vera to come out with the ball grip bit holder because I like bit holders, especially ratcheting ones. But I like bit holders, screwdrivers more than I like fixed blades. I have a whole crap ton of fixed blades. I don't need any more. I need to get like a Vera ball grip with a bit holder so I can just change out bits and use those. I have the whole torque set of Vera screwdrivers. I love the screwdrivers. I have the little tool modular sets. I have their the bit check, all that stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, Steve. Yep. Here's the regular style handle with the pearl handle vessel. Yep. I have a whole section of vessel screwdrivers, annex. I love Vessel. Vessel is my favorite brand of screwdriver, by the way, guys. And Annex. Vessel and Annex because of the ball grip. I just for me, especially at my old age now, I'm not old, but I'm old enough to know I get the pains and stuff. I like the ergonomics. You know, you can just twist, use the ball grip. It's more natural to your wrist instead of having to go like this with a regular screwdriver. You're doing damage to your wrist over time. When you put this on your palm and you're twisting this way, it's more natural for your hand movement to do this. You know what I mean? These ball grips provide like a lot more ergonomic friendly screwdrivers, the ball grip stuff. That's why I like the Klein too. The Klein ball grip, the 2 grip, that will hold any bit, and you have the ergonomics. And I still say, I'm saying, Steve, hear me out. I still say that Vessel is making those screwdrivers for Klein. I'm saying it 99% sure, in my opinion, that Vessel is making those screwdrivers for Klein, the 2 grips. I have a red and black ball grip Craftsman that looks like that. Yep. Check this out, Retros for Life. Check this out. You ain't even seen nothing yet. Hey, Retro for Life. Are you talking about these? Craftsman? Craftsman? Craftsman. Like I said, I love Vessel. Vessel is my favorite in Annex. Yeah, the translutive, yep. I remember seeing those. I didn't get those. Yeah, the Craftsman ball grips are awesome. Because Craftsman is one of my favorite brands of all time. I grew up Craftsman. You know, my grandfather, my dad. And I love the Craftsman stuff. And when they got Vessel to make their screwdrivers, I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. And then I bought this one on eBay. And my friend sent me these 2 for Christmas. Absolutely love it. Craftsman Cave. Eric at Craftsman Cave is one of my BFFs here. Go look at his channel. We're good. Craftsman's awesome. I love my Craftsman stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually, you know what? I have the Vessel versions of those screwdrivers. And I might be able to put the blue. I might just put, because I actually have 2 of these Craftsman ones. But I also have the Vessel version of this exact same screwdriver. Same color. Everything, just put the Vessel name on it instead of the Craftsman. I might put that in the budget bag. Yeah, why not? Yep, eBay. eBay got them. There's a few retailers that had them that I bought. I ended up buying these. And you know what the good thing is, James, is you can get a, you know, those 711L ratcheting screwdriver bit adapters. You put that in here, this turns into a ratcheting screwdriver. Heck yeah. Oh, I want to show you guys. On one of my other favorite brands of screwdriver companies is Mega Pro. I don't know. Have you guys heard of Mega Pro? Oh, what just happened? Something happened. Yeah, I have I have an insane collection of Vessel. Check this one out. I gotta look for it. Where the heck happened to it? Did I just put it down? Oh. So I have the long Vessels. Look at this. Phillips said. This is a Phillips number 2, 300 millimeter. Holy crap, this thing's huge. And then I have the slotted version of that. And this is a 6 millimeter tip, 300 millimeter linked Vessel. Yeah, that's a long screwdriver. Yeah, I have, like, watch this. I'm going to show you guys the Vessel, the drawer. So this is Vessel, Annex, and my Klein ball grip in there too. This is all ball grip stuff. This is Annex. There's the Klein ball grip. I got the gray version of the Vessels. This is a number 3 Phillips, and this is a number 8. This is one of the rare ones. These two right here, because you usually don't see this version of the number 3 and number 8 slotted. And look at that. This is a really nice set. Another set that a lot of people don't know about is this. I bought this at Auto Tool World. Is this set of 3? These are, by the way, look at this, right? Check this out. These are not regular screwdrivers. These are square drive Robertsons. So this one is a square 2 Robertson. This one is a square 3 Robertson's, 150 millimeters. And this is your square 1, 100 millimeters of the 220s. I got this. These aren't bad priced either. It comes in a 3-pack. I think I paid 20 bucks for them about a year ago. This is a really nice set of square drives. So you can bring this, if you're an electrician or whatever, you can bring these. I also have the 5-piece set of insulated screwdrivers by Vessel. So this is the 5-piece set of insulated screwdrivers. Has 2 slotted bits screwdrivers, and then 3 different kinds of Phillips. You got this is the This is the Phillips number 1. By the way, these are all JIS too on top of that. So this is the slotted 5 millimeter. This is the number 3 Phillips JIS. The number 2 Phillips JIS. And then the 6 millimeter tip slotted in 100 millimeter length. There's actually a new set. They added more screwdrivers to it, and the only place I can get them right now, it's now a 7-piece set. They added 2 more screwdrivers to this set on AliExpress. So I have to go to AliExpress and buy those 2 to complete the set now, because they added it had to have been added in the last couple of months. I also like this Vessel, by the way, guys. Check this Vessel out. This Vessel is a Procon edition, and it has a bit holder, so you can put your hex bits in there, 1/4-inch hex bits, but then you can also put 1/4-inch socket bits, and it's got that little ball detent retaining clip for the bit holder. It's just a slide out. I know some of you guys have seen something like this, and then you can just take out the shaft. This is I believe this is a C6 Japanese. Really nice quality there. The Procon stuff is really good. And then this is one of my favorites. This is blue one. I was carrying this for a while, but I switched up with a different one because I like to switch stuff here and there. But this is an Annex made. So if some of you familiar with Tamiya, like RC cars, craft tools, so Annex, Tamiya had Annex make this for them. So if some of you are familiar with the gray version of the Annex, this is the exact same version, but in blue for Tamiya. And blue is my favorite color. So it came like this with the smaller number 2 Phillips JIS. I like the blade better on the Annex, but I bought this. I think I paid 35, 40 bucks for this on eBay, but you can get this for 50 bucks on Amazon. Let's see. Wait a minute. I love the feel of Annex. Yep. Yeah, they have the VDE Vessel. Yep. And like I said, that's the only place I can get it. I need those square drives. Retros for Life. Those square drives are at Auto Tool World, but you're gonna have to wait when you buy them. I don't know. They might even have it on Amazon now, but I bought them last year on Auto Tool World, and like I said, I didn't pay a lot for them. The Annex grips feel great. Hammer 20 years. I didn't know they were available back then. Awesome. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm collecting them. I have all 7. Yeah. I want that bit. Did you want the bit where you can find... are you talking about this one? Retros for Life? I have a cool compact driver from Vessel. Yep. I just started the... Yeah. So I bought this on AliExpress, and I think I paid $25-ish for it. 20. It was either 20 or $25, and it came like this. It didn't come with the bit, but it did have this. But you can get this separately. I know there's other companies that have this style, but I got this on AliExpress because they're an authorized retailer for Vessel. So you can find this on AliExpress. But I think Amazon might have it now too. Or you can get this on Amazon Japan. Here is the Annex version. Like I said, I like the blade on this Annex over this Tamiya. But Annex clearly made the screwdriver for Tamiya. It's the exact same screwdriver. But if you guys didn't know, that Annex also makes this version. So those screwdrivers right there, these Annex ones, are 72 tooth. They make a 60 tooth. This is the Annex 60 tooth in red. But the one negative with this is, so you have 3 levels, 3 modes on Annex. You have your loosening, your tightening, and in the middle, your locking. This one only has loosening and tightening. It doesn't have that middle feature. So, but and this is a 60 tooth, but it's really nice. It feels good. Just like this regular Annex, it feels really good in the hand, and I really enjoyed it. They also make the stubby version of that same one, and you can also get the stubby version of the gray one. Same style of locking mechanism. And they make the super mini stubbies in the Vessel Procons. These are absolutely awesome. Like, they're tiny. When I say tiny, they are tiny. These things are tiny. So yeah, that's part of my ball grip collection there. Is that the that Vera calendar, the Advent calendar? Yeah, you know what? I sometimes put regular size bits on these, and I never get them stuck. Just don't use 1-inch bits. You can't use 1-inch bits in this because they will get stuck. This one seats in about that much into the screwdriver. So if you were to put a 1-inch bit, you need at least 1.5 to 2-inch or more bits, 2-inch bits or more for this for these stubbies. You cannot put a 1-inch bit in there, or unless you put a bit holder in there. Really nice stubbies. Yep. Yeah, those are good. But yeah, I really like that those square drive screwdrivers from Vessel. Really good, and especially these long edition Vessel ones. Who knew that Vessel had something this big? Like when I first saw these were awesome. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Discord invite from you, Tool Collector. I want to see what you got. But yeah, I love Vessel, man. Vessel's been such a good screwdriver because, like, a lot of people in the trades, over time, when you're using a screwdriver, like a regular screwdriver. By the way, these are Craftsman made Vessel, the impactors. Oh, not these ones. Sorry, this one. Craftsman Vessel made these for Craftsman. The impactor screwdrivers. Check that out. So like when you guys use the screwdrivers like this, that's not really good for your wrist over time. I mean, you can do it here and there, but over time, this is why the Vessel gets my seal of approval, because you have a natural motion ergonomically. Everything is better like this. Yeah, the wood hand. I don't have the wood handles yet. They're on my list, and eventually I will be getting those. I do have. I'm going to tell you. I have a video uploaded, not uploaded, but shot. I'm working. I did get. Am working right now with Vessel, with the Vessel USA brand, and I'm going to be making releasing a video soon enough on the Megadora from Vessel USA. They sent me the Megadora screwdriver. I'll give you a sneak peek what the Vessel screwdriver is. It's a 7-tooth ratcheting screwdriver. You guys will get a sneak peek right now. But this is what they sent me. This is, I'm telling you, this is an awesome screwdriver. And it comes with this bit, these bits, the torsion zone. Really nice screwdriver. Comes with the case. It's right in there. Really nice screwdriver. But here's another set that you guys might not know about, or so you. I really like, as much as I love Vessel too. Vessel, like I said, is my favorite screwdriver brand of all time, and Annex. One of my other favorite brands of all time is the Mega Pro. I love Mega Pro. Mega Pro is like awesome. I have Mega Pro screwdrivers. I did the video on the Boston Bruins, but they have like all the NHL hockey teams. So if you're a hockey fan, I wish they would come out with more teams. They have those. But here's something that a lot of people didn't realize that they made. So by the way, this is their Mega Pro Eclipse. This is one badass screwdriver. Double-sided. I don't know, it was back in the early 2000s or late 90s that Mega Pro made a USA. Most of Mega Pro screwdrivers are made in the USA or Canada, because they're basically a Canadian-based company, but they got factories and offices here in the United States. Craftsman. They made a Craftsman version with USA-made bits for Mega Pro under the Mega Pro brand. Yeah, I'm addicted. I'm addicted. Yeah, they reached out. I reached out to them, and because again, they're my favorite. But like a company like Klein, they reached out to me originally, and then I formed a nice little partnership with them, with Klein. But check this out, guys. A Mega Pro Craftsman screwdriver from the Sears Craftsman days, USA made. With USA made bits. Look at those. Look at those bits. They're like awesome. This was the model number. You can probably find this on eBay, but they're like over $100 on eBay. But I'm telling you, this is like a non-gear type of ratcheting screwdriver. So look at this. You hear that? It's like one of those like non-gear ratcheting screwdrivers. Very quiet. I love Mega Pro. They did a good job with this. This is the one thing about Mega Pro screwdrivers is they originally were made for the automotive industry when they came out. And they've been around since 1994. They're a Canadian company, and they were originally invented for the automotive industry for high torque type of fastening. Because most screwdrivers are like, I don't know if I would torque a lot with something like this. Maybe I would, because it's got the strike cap. But like on a regular screwdriver, you're limited as to how much torque you put on a screwdriver. But Mega Pro was made to be torqued to the max. They're heavy duty screwdrivers. They got plastic handles, yes. But they are made to torque. They're made to work. And then they expanded their line to go into other fields like electricians, basic carpentry, woodworking, and you can use those. The Gador version of them, Hazette, yeah. I love Hazette, but I don't have enough Hazette yet. I have their multi-bit driver. What's that little like the Tool Check Plus? I have that. Hazette. I gotta get more Hazette stuff, because Steve at Steve's Woodshop got me hooked on Hazette. I can't even close this damn drawer. What the heck is stuck in here that I'm... What I got stuck in here that I can't close this drawer? Oh, is it the slider? Oh, it is the slider. Here we go. So this is one of the only Hazette items I have is this bit holder. The one thing I didn't like about this is the second gen, because they had the previous gen. It does have a little bit of a wobble on it for the bits. So when you put a bit in it, it does have some play. See, it's got like, hold on, some side to side play, but front to back, not too bad. It is a good bit holder, and I like the ergonomics of it. Like, this is nice, and you can actually hold this while you're screwing whatever you're screwing right there, and it's a good bit holder. But I prefer like the True Grip for a bit holder, the Klein True Grip, or the Weha Central Fix. Those are really good screwdrivers. Yeah, that Hazette Porsche set is absolutely awesome. I really love that set. I just never picked it up, but I do love the Hazette brand, and I really love the Hazette, their version of the Tool Check Plus. And where is it? It's in here somewhere. Is that it? That's the Weha. Yeah. So I love this set right here. This is it. I like this. I like the little bit driver. It's really nice. It's a really nice set. I just wish it came with a few more sockets. But this is a really nice set. Is that very good quality. Yep. Yeah, those Porsche sets, I think they're a limited edition too. Like, I don't even know if they're selling them anymore. Or are they? I don't know. What do you think, guys? Boy. There we go. Yeah, has that plastic use? Yeah, they have a tote. Yeah, Hazette really makes good stuff. Their pliers wrench is phenomenal. I have their 5-inch and pliers wrench and water pump pliers that comes with a little case, kind of like the Knipex version. And it's on my list. But the only thing is the price is like super expensive. So when you look at the Knipex version, they regularly retail for about $100 to $110, $20. The Hazette is like almost about $150 for that set, for the 5-inch water pump pliers and the pliers wrench in that little black case. But it's got a nice case. The tools are awesome. Yeah, Hazette bits are phenomenal. They're not cheap. They're high quality. Really good stuff. I highly recommend Hazette for bits. Weha. There's a lot of companies that make good bits. Like Weha, anything Vera, Weha, Hazette. What else? Zypher. So Zypher is the company that makes the bits for Snap-on. The USA bits. Those are really good. Yeah, they make nice torque screwdrivers. Yep. They do a good job. I actually, for my torque screwdrivers, I actually use the Vera ones. I have Vera. I've had these. I'm trying to think how long ago I bought these. I've had these for, I think, 7 or 8 years on the Veras. So those are all torques, from the little all the way to the big. It's a big set. I bought that years ago. Yeah, PB Swiss are the best and pricey, but I don't have any PB Swiss. I have not gotten PB Swiss yet. It is on my to buy list to get the PB Swiss screwdrivers, the bit holders. Like I said, I want to get. I'm more of a guy that likes bit holder screwdrivers as opposed to fixed bladed screwdrivers, because I like the versatility of them, and you don't have to bring so many screwdrivers to one job. You have just changed the bit out. And I definitely want to get in the PB Swiss line. Especially the cushion grips. Those cushion grips look awesome. But they are definitely expensive. You're talking Snap-on money for PB Swiss screwdrivers. And the ratcheting. I like to get ratcheting screwdrivers. Definitely, but they do have wobble. I've seen some reviews on them on the bit holders, and they do have side to side wobble and stuff. But that's the only negative. I wish they could make something like the Central Fix or like the Klein True Grip style, where they can actually hold the bit better. How do you like your PB Swiss stuff, Tool Collector 72? I That's on my list. I want to get PB Swiss. PB Swiss is a great brand, and I know in the screwdriver world they are probably the best in the world. I mean, I'm not gonna claim I don't have any experience with PB Swiss, but I will. I'm gonna start with a bit holder because I wanna try out the bits and just for versatility's sake, switch them out. You know what I mean? I know they're gonna be pricey, but what am I gonna do? That's what I like. I want to spend the money. But yeah, I definitely want to get into that brand and the bits. I know I'm gonna be paying up my ass on the bits, but it is what it is. But I'm not bringing those to jobs. Hell no, they're staying in the shop. I'll stick to my Craftsman Cobalt. They're good screwdrivers and cheaper screwdrivers, but they work for me. I have the first gen grip screwdriver. I don't give butts or ratcheting screwdriver yet. Yeah, I definitely I don't have bits or ratchet screwdriver yet. Yeah, I definitely got to get. I'm more, like I said, I'm more of a bit holder guy, and then I can just add all different. You can get bits in all different sizes. Yeah, that's. Are you talking about that one that has that plastic that opens up kind of like a lever like this? I I I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one. Um, I just I want cushion grip. Yeah, I want the cushion grip one. I saw that. I thought about it, but I don't know. I just, for me, the hard plastic handles. Hey, Ramundo's charge. Yeah, we like Klein tools. We have a serious Klein tools collection here. Let's show you. We love Klein tools here too. We love our Klein screwdrivers. This is, I'll show you guys some of my Klein tools screwdriver collection. It's as extensive as my vessel. This is all my Klein screwdrivers. It's pretty extensive. I have their, the beater set, the big one and the short one. I got the insulated screwdrivers. Oh, this is a Southwire, by the way. I got this off my dad. So my dad gave me these a while back ago, but they look like the Klein. So I know Wecom makes a set of these. So basically, it's a special screwdriver that's made to hold screws in there. So you just slide it in there, and it holds the screw while you screw it in, and then you can just pop it right out. Really nice. It's a two-piecer. Where's the other one? It was a flathead and a Phillips head. I put it with the Klein stuff because it kind of looks like the Klein stuff, but I don't even know what happened to the Phillips one on that. But I have like insane amount of stuff here. This is, by the way, the brand new updated version of the 20-in-1. I just did a shorts video on that. Watch that video. Adjustable. These come now with the ProFlex bits instead of just the steel gray S2 bits. I did a video on this last year when this came out. The insulated bit. You can use the Weha bits, but I am hearing that Klein is going to be releasing new bits for this summer. I don't know if this is true or not, but that's what I heard. That's a rumor. I haven't talked to my Klein people about it yet because I haven't gotten in contact with them in a little while. But I will talk to my Klein people and ask them if that's a true rumor. Oh, here it is. So here's the other Southwire. So this is the Phillips Southwire, and you just push this forward, and you can put like a screw in there, and it'll hold the screw in there with this like adapter, a slide out adapter, and you can just use this as a screwdriver. Let's see. Here is this the 14-in-1? Yeah, this is the 14-in-1 Impact. This is the one that came with a double-sided, like a DOS Small lightsaber style of flip sockets. So on one side was the metric and the other side was the SAE. This thing's a monster. This thing's a big screwdriver. This thing's heavy duty. I took out some of the, because I was using it, some of these things for my EDC kit, so it's a little bit bare on this side. Hey Steve, check this out. Thanks to you, I bought this. I bought the Klein light because I'm gonna be doing a review on the Modbox backpack, the Gen 1. Gen 2 is coming out soon, by the way, in another month or two, for the Klein backpack Modbox. So I have a Gen 1 that Klein sent me. I got to do a review, and I want to do a full backpack loadout of just Klein tools. So I ended up buying a lot more stuff for Klein. Yeah, so the 14-in-1 is like Darth Maul. So on one side was this was the SAE or the metric, and on this side was the other SAE or metric flip sockets. And you could do like a Darth Maul, like this, boom, boom. Yeah, yeah, that 20-in-1 is really nice. So I have the original version, but I'm gonna give that to my son-in-law. He gets all my leftover stuff, like all my older stuff, because they're still good tools. I've given him. I bought him brand new Milwaukee tools. I got him on the Milwaukee line, because he's doing he's in the masonry business. But this is the old 20-in-1. So you have the S2 steel bits. I like the ProFlex more, but he's gonna benefit from this with the flip socket and stuff. So he likes it. He likes it anytime I get him tools. So it's all good. Yeah, he already has my daughter and my grandchild. I'm a grandfather, guys. I'm a youngish grandfather, but not like, I'm not really old, but I'm old. Some people say I look like I'm a lot younger than what I am, but I'm old. I can still bring it though. I can still bring it. Yeah, my ex-wife used to say back in the day, like when I was a little bit younger, like about 15 years ago, she used to say I look kind of like Vince from VCG Construction. She used to say, "Oh, you look like Vince from VCG," because I used to watch VCG Construction a lot. I still watch their channel, not as much as before, but she said, "Oh, you look like Vince from VCG." Yeah, he got the. But my grandchild is special to me. I love having my granddaughter. She's definitely a handful, but she's beautiful, beautiful little girl. She's only 2 years old, but I like showing her the tools. I actually got her like little toy tools that actually have like you can kind of work. So it comes. One of the tools I got her was it came with these foam boards. Yeah, family first. I got her these foam boards that look like wood 2x4s, and you can actually use a little plastic screwdriver and plastic screws, and you can screw into the foam boards. And then they had nails and like a plastic hammer you can do, and wrenches and stuff like that into the foam board. So I got her that. That was one of the things I got her for Christmas, and she likes to use it, and especially around Grandpa. So it's good. She's adorable. She's absolutely cute. And yeah, so I get my son-in-law does good, you know. They live another state away in the great state of New Hampshire. I live in Mass, so it's like a 2-hour ride when I see them. Well, every time I see them every 2 weeks. Yeah, family always first. But yeah, my granddaughter's like the best. And, you know, if they give me another one, I'll be even luckier. I'll have more grandkids. But like I say, I've been fortunate in life, you know. I mean, I've had my bad luck. I used to live in New Hampshire for a little while. I did 10 years in New Hampshire. Then I moved to Mass. But I'm not happy with it because it's Mass. What are you gonna do? My wife works in Mass. She lives in Mass, so. But we're gonna move back to New Hampshire when we retire. I'm closer to retirement than her. And guess what, guys? This is the best part about moving to New Hampshire when I retire. I'm gonna. Hi, Jace. the best part of New Hampshire is I'm going to have a bigger shop. This shop is too small for the amount of stuff I have. I'm going to have a big shop. So I'm either thinking about building one of those metal buildings with heat and stuff like that, and maybe like a bathroom and a shower, or uh, like a condominium with the 4-car garage, and putting a shop in the 4-car garage that's attached to the house. I don't know yet. I haven't decided on what I want to do when I retire. It's one or the other. I really like the condominium designs, especially after RR Buildings. You know, guys know Kyle and Greg at RR Buildings. Those guys are badass. They're really awesome at what they do. I kind of want to do something like that, if possible, like a 4-car, big, massive 4-car garage, not like a regular 4-car garage, like the kind of garage where you can actually put a pickup truck in, type of 4-car garage. Because like I had my house in New Hampshire had a 2-car garage that was attached to the house, but I couldn't fit my pickup trucks in there. So I want something where I can actually fit a pickup truck in there, whether it's my F-150, or if I decide maybe in that time frame I'll get like a dually or an F-350 or whatever. Something that'll fit in the door, won't interfere with that. Hey, you want to live closer to lobster rolls? You're talking to the guy that makes some of the best lobster rolls in the world, right here. Right here. I actually, when I was in my younger years, I used to own a restaurant. And I was a chef at my restaurant back in the day. So that's just another little tidbit for you guys that you guys don't know about me. Is I had a restaurant back in the day with a good friend of mine. And I was too young to have a business back then. I had a business. Holy crap. And the good thing about New Hampshire is it's right next to Maine. In Massachusetts, I can get to Maine too. Yep, warm butternut mayonnaise. I do warm. Prefer the warm lobster rolls. I don't like cold lobster rolls too much. Like, they're fine, but I've made, let's put it this way, I've made lobster rolls for people that don't even like lobster rolls, and they couldn't have enough of my lobster rolls. I can cook. That's one of my little secret talents is I can cook. So you see the CE tool then over here, right? My kitchen has I'm not only gifted with the tools like that. I've worked hard for this stuff, right? But I have my kitchen tools too. I have kitchen tools. I've been cooking for decades. Even when I was married to my first wife, with the one I have my kids with, I did all the cooking. I still do just about all the cooking. Yeah, James, check this out. I do my own haircuts too. I used to cut hair too. I just did this today. I even do my own lineups. I did it because I grew up poor, and so you had to learn how to do all kinds of different skills. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. So I learned how to do electrical, automotive, plumbing. Isabel can cook now. My youngest one wanted to be the chef, and she would cook with me in the kitchen all the time. Izzy can cook now. Like she wasn't as big. She did some things when growing up, but she actually is a really good cook now. She's taken on the motherhood role, and really to heart, she's a stay-at-home mother. She's great. She's a wonderful mother. I'm very proud of her. I'm proud of my son-in-law taking he works for a living, and he does a great job. He's in masonry trades. He's learning, but maybe he might change that to different trades, because I like the trades. I love the trades. I wish I would have gotten initially as a young man in the trades. I've been doing a handyman business for over 25 years, but it is like I should have been either an electrician or maybe like an auto mechanic. I kind of wish. See, I do have my main job. Like Sizzle Neck knows what I do for my main job. I have a main job. I work for the state. Yeah, I have a great stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Tool Collector. But I have a main job that not too many people know about. Sizzle Neck knows about it because he asked me the very first live, and then I work for the state of Rhode Island, so I got to drive an hour to work every day, and the handyman business is my side business. And as is the YouTubes and all this stuff is all like secondary business type stuff. Um, so I prefer working with tools. If I could every day, I would. But I have my regular career that as a state worker. uh, but this is my passion right here. All this going on jobs, doing plumbing, electrical, carpentry. I do a lot of woodworking. Steve, check this out. I'm currently working on a project right now. I've been the last few days there. We just had a blizzard, guys. We just had a blizzard. Yeah, I have clients. I do constantly call. I have a whole bunch of clients, and they call me all the time to do work. So this is my latest creation, Steve. I'm currently woodworking on this. I'm making a huge thing for a flight for flights. So the reason why these holes are so big is this is going to be a special flight. So check this out. So this is going to be a beer flight, hard liquor flight. So it's going to be a 4-piece set, right? You guys are going to laugh. So what I'm going to do is, I originally was going to do this because I made like a flight before, like this, like it was similar to this, but now I changed my mind. So I was going to do the flight like this. I mean, what do you guys think? Right? But this is going to get cut off, so it would end, the wood would end right here. And then the handle, I'm not done with the handle, cutting the handle off. So now I kind of changed my mind. I might want to go lower with the flight. So I'm making this for a client. So check this out. You guys are going to laugh. But I'm gonna put a little bit, I'm gonna recess it about halfway down this second board, so it sits down further down. So it's gonna be a Lowe's flight because a lot of these Lowe's buckets are actually food grade safe. See, this says food safe, so you can actually drink out of these. Yeah, so this is gonna be a flight, but then. You know, I kind of went back and forth on that, on this idea, because like this was the original design, because I already made something similar to this a few years ago for my brother and sister-in-law, because they like this kind of stuff. So I made them with glasses, smaller glasses than this, but at the end of the day, I kind of changed my mind on that because it doesn't really show the lows unless you're looking through the gap. So I decided to just go to not use these little blocks that I cut out. Instead, I'm going to recess these in about halfway down this second board, so they'll sit a little bit lower, and that way it's going to be lighter weight, more ergonomically sound. And then I'm gonna cut the handles down a little bit more and then do round overs. And then I'm going to stain it and poly it with a gray poly stain. So it's going to look kind of like that. It's still a work in progress. So this is my current winter project that I'm doing. And I'm not in any rush to finish this. Because it's kind of basically a surprise for my client. Yeah, that is cool. Like, I just thought of this one day with my client. We were talking, and this would be a good idea. And so I said, now I want to make it into a reality. They paid me a lot of money, so I figured I'm making 2 of these. So one is for my clients, the guy. So it's going to be the blue buckets, and for her, it's going to be all the pink buckets. So it's going to be, just picture this, for the guy, it's going to be all the 4 blue buckets. And then for her, she's going to get the pink buckets. So it's going to be a cool little wood project that I have going on. But like I said, I'm not in a rush because they don't like, I'm making it for them, but they kind of don't know that I'm making it. Because I suggested it one time, and we were joking about it. And now I'm actually making it into reality. Like I got to say, they paid me a lot of money to this past year because I picked them up as clients last year. And they needed a lot of help with their home. And I really um, done a lot of work on their home. They got like a money pit, basically. Yeah, we can drink up here. We're pretty good about that, but I'm not the drinker like I used to be back in the day. But I tell you, those buckets, those mini buckets. Oh boy, you can make a like a beer flight out of those. It's just whatever your mind, you know, what you have on your mind. Um, I just thought about that because I said, you know what, I made um my brother and sister-in-law can they love breweries. They like going to drink tasting stuff. They'll do any kind of that stuff, and they're really into it. And I made them the other version that I just showed you, like the with the little blocks. Yeah, get the free. Yeah, that's a big drink, man. That's the kind of you need like 10 straws in there. The free bucket of Harbor Freight, the 5 gallons. Oh boy, yeah, those are big straws. You're gonna need like straws like this big. You might as well just get conduit pipe or PVC pipe and use those as straws on those 5 gallon buckets. Oh man, that's crazy. Um, yeah, that's gonna be nice. I'm gonna take a picture of it when it's all finished. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to finish it. Like I did some sanding on it. I did 80 and 120 sanding on it. I haven't done my 180 sanding on that yet because I still have to cut out the handle a little bit more, and I got to cut the bottom piece of the wood. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it, and then put some black screws. I'm gonna countersink the screws in there, so they kind of like it gives it a more like an industrial type of look to it with the screws. So it's gonna be 2 screws on each end, 2 screws where the handle is, and 2 screws at the other end. So it gives it a nice little contrast with the gray. It's gonna be a stained gray with poly on it. Yeah. Did you check the stores around you? Because I had to drive to get to my green ones. And the picks. I had to drive almost an hour to get to the picks. When the picks came out. But I did get the picks. I was the first person to get the picks at that store. They actually were holding it for me because I called ahead of time to make sure that they had them. And then the Icon screwdrivers I had to drive like 45 minutes. But it was worth it. Put a 3/16 run over on the holes and the edges of the board. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking about doing. I've been doing woodworking for a long time, so it's crazy. I know you do a lot of woodworking there, Steve. Uh, we got some projects under our belt. last year I did a bourbon, what we call a bourbon table with black walnut. So I went to this slab. My friend contracted me to make a table, and we went and chose this slab, black walnut slab. Hey, take care, James. It's nice having you. Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah, you can wait. Yeah, I can't wait. I always got to, I want to do videos, man. That's what I do it for the channel. Do it for you guys. And put the videos up. Yeah, I last year my friend contracted me to build him a bourbon table. So he bought these big wooden barrels, and he turned them into cabinets so he could put his bourbon collection in it. He did a good job with putting like the hinges and stuff. It was all rustic looking. And because of their aged barrels, so they're gonna have like darker colors, I recommended walnut. So we went to a place that does sell slabs up here in Mass, and we ended up getting about 6 black walnut slabs, and it took us a long time to make. It wasn't easy. This was a big enough table because we had to make it so it fit over the two barrels, the aged barrels, and we put I had to joint them and plane them and get them all together, get the grains to match. It took a long time. It took us many, many, many months. He bought all the materials that we needed. It took a hell of a long time. We had to make sure we had to also had to climate control the wood, because you know how the wood can bend and twist. So we had to wait till the wood was dry enough and everything like that. I got a moisture meter here, so I was able to get everything down to about 11, 12%. Um, so we didn't have any problems with the twisting or anything like that. And over time, it took us a long time to build it because we weren't working on it consistently every day. It was like maybe 2 or 3 days here, a day here, skip a week, another day here. So we ended up. I have, like, I don't have the domino, the Festool domino, but I have the one from Rockler, that little system that's kind of like the Festool. So you got to use a drill, and it uses these, like a similar thing to domino. And I paid like $350 for the whole set, for like it's a 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch, so you can joint put the boards together. And we did a glue up with all the boards, and it came out awesome. Like, I mean, I put we put poly on it because it was going to be stored in his garage, because he likes having it in his garage. That's where his bourbon station is with his barrels, and it ended up coming out awesome. We matched the grains when we put all the boards together. It was quite the task trying to design and putting all that stuff. We have a lot of man hours on that one. He was here a lot for a lot of the project. I did some of the stuff by myself, and it was a lot of man hours. That's why last year I didn't really make too many videos, and besides being somewhat lazy, but I was just hard working on this table. It took us a long time. It was not easy, and this shop was a disaster with all the sawdust. We like insane from using the planers and stuff like that. And I have dust control, like the big dust collector and stuff like that. But like when I was using the hand planer, I sometimes got lazy and I didn't put the shop vac to it or anything like that. So this place was covered in walnut dust, but it was a huge project, but we ended up making it, and it came out absolutely awesome. Like, his wife thought that it looked like something that was you bought at a store, like it was like professionally made, like from an actual like wood shop. This is a wood shop, but it's a multi-tool shop. It's automotive, everything. I do everything here, but she thought it's like it came out that good so maybe in the future we'll make her a dining room table. I don't know yet. We're talking about it. It's in early stages. This is going to be another big project if we do decide to go through with it. But I got to build stuff for my wife too. So I'm kind of a little bit in the doghouse because I've been slacking on some house stuff, which I got to get moving on. I definitely got to get stuff going on here, but yep. So that's the future of wood shop stuff here going on. I do make a mess. I remember when I first, before I got like that big, the big dust collector from Harbor Freight, and the Hercules dust collector too. This place would look like a blizzard of sawdust, and I got in trouble so many times. Like, I got yelled at. Insane. I still got to put an air cleaner. I want to get that DeWalt air cleaner. I know I can get the Wen version or the Jet, but I kind of like that DeWalt. I'm considering the DeWalt. It's not as powerful as some of the Wen one, the higher end Wen one. It's about the same power as the lower one, but the DeWalt has this automatic mode, which I like. And I know the Jet, but the Jet's kind of like too expensive. I don't want to spend that much on the Jet version. But I want to stay within budget, and I think the DeWalt one right now is about $290. So there's that. So eventually I'll get the air cleaner, the air filtration system, and then we'll have less dust, because a lot of stuff gets caked in dust over here. But with those dust collectors that I have now, I made a big difference. I'm not getting yelled at anymore. The dust isn't out of control. Everything works good. So it is what it is. I mean, I still make sawdust, but just not as much, and I clean up right after now. as opposed to before where I take my time cleaning up, and that just get me more in trouble. But yeah, so that's my latest project is those that flight drink flight using the Lowe's mini buckets. So it's gonna be cool. It's a good project. Um, it's not gonna be super long to do, and I'm definitely gonna round the ends because right now it's squared off, but I'm gonna go with a rounded look, and everything's gonna be rounded just to give to for weight savings, and because when you put the drinks on that, that's gonna put those buckets are pretty big enough to put a lot of liquid in, so you want to keep it as light as possible on the wood. So we'll just take off some of the round over to take off some of the weight because there's going to be a lot of drinks in there, and I know that people are going to be getting drunk with those. So it's a good project, and I'm making both at the same time, so they'll enjoy it when it's all said and done, and maybe I'll drink a flight with them too. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one for myself. But we'll see. But this has been a good live chat with you guys. I'm gonna say good night because it's time for bed for me. It's 10:21. I gotta get up at 5 in the a.m. to get ready for work. And so I only have to work tomorrow, and then I'm off Friday, thank God, because I got a doctor's appointment. And then Monday, I took Monday off just for the Harbor Freight sale, the parking lot sale, because I plan on getting, if I can get to the door in time, the Quinn socket sets. I'm gonna get all the 3 socket sets, the 1/4-inch master set, the 3/8 master set, and the 1/2-inch master set, as well as the Quinn 12.38 SAE metric and the 1/2-inch 12-point SAE metric. But that's about it. That's my goal for the parking lot sale. Quinn. I don't need the icon stuff. The gear wrench makes the Quinn stuff, so I'm gonna be loving it. And Tool Collector, Steve, James, really everybody that was on the live stream tonight. I appreciate you guys for joining up. You guys are all awesome. Have yourselves a good day, good night. And the CE Tool Den. My name is Carlos. So if you guys don't know my name is Carlos. CE Tool Den is signing off. Good night, everybody. Bye. Bye, Sizzle Neck. Happy tool shopping. Yeah, March 2nd can't come fast enough. All right, good night.